Welcome to Gutter Trash episode 228, The Master by Paul Thomas Anderson. My name is Eric, and I'm here to review this movie. It was,
How about it?
What?
How about me? What am I here for?
Who are... What?
I'm the new co-host.
Oh, I do this show by myself.
I listened to last week, and it seemed like it was missing something.
No, I'm pretty sure I just do this show and just talk and say and a lot.
Well,
Like that, yeah.
well, maybe you could use, like, you remember in, like, the probably early 40s when they wanted to have a spin on Batman and make him more friendly and consumer, popular with the consumers.
I'm pretty sure that never worked out.
They brought in Robin.
Yeah, that didn't work out. They killed him.
But then they realized the error of their ways, and they brought in a new Robin.
Oh, well, that seems dumb.
So you could bring me in, like, I could be your Robin, and then 40 years could go by, 50 years, and you could have someone beat me to death with a crowbar.
Well, that does appeal to me.
Yeah.
All right, okay, this is just a temporary 40-year experiment.
Okay, a trial run.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna have a co-host now.
Okay.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
I am Jason.
You are supposed to appeal to children.
That's right. That's why I'm dressed in these flamboyant colors.
And showing your bare legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshly shaven.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
I missed you last time.
I missed you too.
Yeah.
You're the only person that listened to the solo episode, and so you heard how awkward that was.
It was no more awkward than normal. You.
Oh, there's nothing worse than listening to someone who is just constantly laughing at his own jokes.
I don't know. It always cracked me up when Eddie Murphy did it on stand-up.
I've never seen any Eddie Murphy stand-up.
Oh my gosh, really? Man. Delirious, right? That's him. And Raw. I remember Raw being, like, mind-blowing when I was a kid.
Never saw it.
Oh. That's what we should watch next time.
All right.
I don't know. Can we review a comedy, like
a 2-hour stand-up performance?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not a movie. It's not a story or a world of its own,
I mean, depending, I guess. Like, because some comedians, they can, they do their show as basically a sort of one-man show type performance in which there's like an arch.
Yeah.
But not a lot.
I've seen some like that, but yeah, I don't think Raw was like that.
Yeah, right.
I think it was just as many, like, dick jokes as they could put in there. VD jokes, a lot of VD jokes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
All right.
We could just watch it sometime.
No, that'd be fine.
While we're drawing or something.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on Netflix or not.
Because we wouldn't have to actually watch it.
Right.
We could just listen to it.
Right.
Okay. Wow, we figured out our life path from now on.
We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good to have you back, sir.
Ah, good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no gutter trash for me
Right.
last weekend.
And sadly, there was one for me.
It was a surprise. I had no idea.
Yeah, well, I was going to do something. I thought that, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but, you were at Space, and I came up and visited you for a couple hours. And I thought while I was there, maybe I would get a little more recording done there, just
Right.
between, you, me, and Brian, and, me attempting to confront people and ask them dumb questions.
Right.
But I did not.
Nah. Meh.
Because my social anxiety kicked in full gear.
Ah.
And also drunk.
Yeah. Well, usually the drunk battles the social anxiety.
Usually. Maybe I just wasn't drunk enough.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the safe answer to most questions.
Right.
Bill, why didn't you get all these papers filed? Wasn't drunk enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I just wasn't drunk on the right stuff.
Oh.
Maybe I should have been drinking some sort of poisonous concoction made out of paint thinner and other things.
Yeah. Like in the movie The Master.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good segue.
By Paul W.S. Anderson,
What's the
the director of Resident Evil, Event
I
Horizon.
don't think that's the same. No, I think it's a different guy.
You sure?
Uh-huh. Pretty sure. I think this is the guy that does the artsier movies. There's artsier movies than Resident Evil out there, believe it or not.
I do find that hard to believe. Yeah. No, it's Paul Thomas Anderson.
Is that the other guy? Is the other guy's real name?
The other guy is Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah.
Huh. He's got 4 names.
Yeah.
What's the W?
I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Not really.
Yeah.
He cares and Mila Jovovich cares.
Yeah. Because that's their paycheck.
Because they're married.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Well, let's figure it out.
Or at least at one point in time they were. They may not be anymore. I don't know. I don't follow the lives of celebrities.
Yeah.
Especially the ones who make terrible movies. Like both Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich.
Oh, I thought you were going to say both Paul Andersons.
No. Paul Thomas Anderson has made some good movies.
Yeah.
I've seen quite a few of them.
Right.
Such as Boogie Nights.
You like Punch Drunk Love?
Punch Drunk Love, thank you. Feels like there's one that was in between those two. Magnolia.
Magnolia, yeah, that's right.
And then, of course, There Will Be Blood. And there's one I haven't seen. Hard Eight? Havoc? Something? I can't remember. There was a movie, I think, prior to Boogie Nights.
Ernest Goes to Jail?
Ernest Goes to Jail. I think it's called Hard Eight, actually.
Hard Eight's like a 70s Dustin Hoffman movie, I think.
What?
Oh, no, I'm just thinking of Straight Time. What's Hard Eight? What the hell is... I don't think that's Paul Thomas Anderson.
I think I'm...
He's looking it up. This is unprecedented.
This is
Oh my god. Oh my god. Things are happening.
I'm going to the internet, people.
Oh. We're live on the internet. Where trending...
I need to bring my keyboard down here.
Trending right now is Smurfette in a loincloth. No, that's not really trending.
Yeah, it's going to bother me if I don't find out, so I
Hard Eight.
apologize.
I'm thinking Hard Eight was that a, what's his name? Edward Bunker movie, maybe?
I don't know who the hell that is.
He's a writer.
Okay. Let's see here. What? He directed or something on Saturday Night Live.
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yes.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
Oh,
Hard
wait.
Eight, yes.
Really?
1996 movie.
I'm thinking of a different thing.
He also directed a movie called Cigarettes and Coffee I've never seen or heard of.
Oh, that was Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah. Hard Eight, starring Philip Baker Hall, John C. Reilly, Gwyneth Paltrow, Samuel L. Jackson, F. William Parker, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and other people.
Wow, never heard of it.
Yep. It is a crime drama.
Who does it say who wrote it?
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Weird. Okay.
And then Cigarettes and Coffee is a short film. Okay.
Hard Eight, huh?
Yep.
So Paul Thomas Anderson movies have had Philip Seymour Hoffman in them 4 times, I guess. Magnolia.
Hard Eight, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, Punch Drunk Love too. Wow.
Yeah.
So 5.
Yeah, he was not in There Will Be Blood. So it's like he's been out of one big one.
Wow. Maybe he was doing like Big Lebowski that year or something.
What? Big Lebowski came
Philip
out
Seymour.
in like 1993, 94, something like that.
When did Punch Drunk Love come out?
Like 2001.
Oh.
And,
Really?
And also, he was in that.
Oh, which one wasn't he in?
There Will Be Blood.
Oh, There Will Be Blood.
Which was 2007.
Yeah.
Can I do this show with someone else now?
You need that crowbar.
We need that crowbar now, yeah. And the 1-900 number.
Oh.
What was that other name that you said? Edith Bunker? Something like that?
Edward Bunker.
Edward Bunker. Isn't that the guy who was in Reservoir Dogs?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he wrote a couple of movies, like Animal Factory and something else.
Okay. He was like a prisoner for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And became a writer. Hey, he's dead. Way to go. You killed him.
When did he die?
2005.
Oh, when they were making Punch Drunk Love?
Yep. But he was in Best of the Best too, so, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Alright. Runaway Train, okay. And Straight Time, there we go. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, Straight Time. That's a good movie.
I've never seen it. Never heard of it. Have heard of Runaway Train.
It's a good
And
song.
I've seen Reservoir Dogs.
Soul Asylum.
Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum and Eric Roberts, the team up everybody wants. How's it going?
Pretty good. We're done interneting.
We are done interneting.
Because that went so well.
We apologize to everyone. Boy, we're dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking when the credits started rolling on the master, the first thing that popped in my head was, we are probably too dumb to review this movie.
I was thinking that through pretty much the entire movie. We're gonna give it a shot. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yep.
So yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson.
He makes some odd films, this man does.
Yeah. Some a wide variety of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They kind of have a similar central character, usually. It's usually like some disenfranchised...
Just a broken person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pretty much everyone I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that Dirk Diggler was so much broken.
Oh, I mean...
He's naive.
And he had a horrible family life, and like...
Yeah.
Like...
But weirdly optimistic throughout that entire movie.
Well, if your dick was that big...
Well, that's true. Yeah.
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 Optimism would you know...
Self-confidence.
Sprout from your dick hole.
Yeah, yeah. Fair point.
I mean, we never did see Freddie Qualls' penis, but I'd imagine it wasn't quite as big.
Probably not.
Qualls? Was that his last name?
Quills.
I was thinking of DJ Qualls.
Yeah.
Him and DJ Engo are my two favorite DJs.
I don't know who that is.
Jamie Foxx played him in a movie. No.
Okay.
Never.
Was it Collateral?
No. It was the cowboy movie.
Okay.
Never mind.
Oh.
It's a terrible joke.
Yes, it was. Also, I didn't hear you correctly.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said, like, DJ Anglo.
Anglo. That'd be interesting.
And thought it was, like, an actual, like, DJ for some, like, weird...
Anglo-Saxon band.
You're right, yeah. You're into some weird shit sometimes. And,
Sure, why not?
I thought it was, like, some sort of, like, D. Antwerp type
Right.
outfit. You know? But now I get your dumb joke.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, man. The master.
Master.
Huh.
Where, so,
It's about
how, what,
It's about a man.
yeah,
No, let's restart.
it's about two men.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, 2 men. We're getting somewhere.
One of those men is, broken. And the other man is, a con artist.
Yep. Mm-hmm. a manipulative genius, maybe.
Yeah, very charismatic.
Oh yes.
Who may or may not supposedly represent L. Ron Hubbard.
Okay.
May or may not.
What's his name? Something Dodd. Langston Dodd.
Lancaster Dodd.
Lancaster.
Played by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Very well, too.
Okay.
He's a great actor.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
I love that guy.
He is very good in most of the things I have seen him in.
Yeah.
And he's one of those actors that, like, you know, if you're just, like, flipping through, like, TV, and there's a movie on, and then suddenly there's Philip Seymour Hoffman, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like Twister.
He's been in a ton of things. He's been in a ton of things, that being the pinnacle.
So you should have just quit then, is what you're saying.
I think... No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, it's your favorite movie.
It is it is, hand to God, my favorite movie that he's in. No joke. But yeah, he's awesome.
He was very good, yeah. There's a reason that he's a well-respected actor, because he's very good at it.
He's like one of those 5 actors on the planet who is a character actor and a leading man. Like, he can do either one.
I wouldn't say he's a leading man.
You think he was... Well, I mean, he was a leading man in this one, sort of. I mean, he wasn't just a character.
I don't know, I guess maybe it's just me, but when I think leading man, I guess, like, just I go straight for the cliche of the lantern-jawed,
right.
you know,
I see.
kind of...
I mean, like, just like the main person in the movie. Like Capote, he was the main
Right, yeah. And yeah, he technically, yes, he is the leading, you know, man in that.
Right.
But yeah, I guess just when I think leading man, I think of
Fred McMurray.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess technically, yes.
I should say central character.
Central character, yeah.
But,
he can carry a film.
Yeah.
As I think most character actors could. They just hardly ever get the chance
exactly.
to.
That's exactly it. Like, somehow he's transcended from just being some weird guy that plays a quirky...
supporting character.
Right, yeah. I mean, and he does that really well.
Right.
Like in Big Lebowski, Bran is like one of my favorite characters in the movie. He's just hilarious.
Right.
But yeah. But he's somehow transcended that and has done other stuff too. Bigger roles.
Yeah. Because he's quite good at it.
Quite good.
And, yeah. I don't know how to talk about this movie.
It's, you know, this movie, I don't think I've ever had as intense of a instance of, like, starting out going, you know, just a few minutes into the movie, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this movie.
Right.
To, like, quickly going, wow, I really like this movie. And back and forth at least 4 more times during the movie.
Right.
Like, there was at least 3 times during the film that I was like, I don't think I like this movie. And there was at least 3 times and various other times where I was like, I really like this movie. As a whole, not just this scene, but like, like, oh, it brought it back. I like it again. And then, like, then a half an hour had passed and I was like, yeah, maybe it's a piece of shit.
Well, for one thing, I can definitely say I don't think it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't think whatever either of our opinions of this movie winds up being, it's never a piece of shit. Because it is incredibly well done.
Yeah. There's definitely times while watching it that I thought it might end up being a piece of shit.
Again, I don't think that that's possible at all. You know, I just think that everything about it is so well done that it can't possibly be a piece of shit. But I think due to the subject matter and just not the performances, but maybe some of the plot or the scenes, you know, it borders on not being likable.
It borders on, like, there's parts of it where it's not like a well told story,
Okay.
And it's very pretentious in places
Yes.
to the point where I was almost like, it's about to stick its head up its own ass, and I'm not gonna like it anymore.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking about. Where like there wasn't a scene that I was watching where I was like, this movie is a piece of shit.
Right.
But there's plenty of scenes where I was watching that was like, this movie is going to be a piece of shit.
Again, and my argument is that it's not going to ever be a piece of shit because it is cohesively, it's art.
Right.
But I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That it does get very full of itself.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Yeah. But oh man, but I mean, it has so much just intensity to it.
Right.
And not just to say like there's all these scenes where, loud, bombastic things are happening, but like tense, like Paul Thomas Anderson does tense very well.
Right.
And this has a lot of those kind of anticipatory tense scenes in it.
Right. And what he's able to do is make that tension just through character interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, and I would say that this movie probably has slightly more scenes of violence in it than some of his other movies. Though now that I'm thinking of it, no, maybe not. Maybe this movie has more scenes of unnecessary violence.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Simply based on the Joaquin Phoenix character, Freddie Quills, who is unhinged.
Yeah, he's very unhinged.
Yeah.
He's ready to blow any moment.
Yep. And often does.
Yeah. Yeah. Several times.
Over nothing.
So, should we talk about the actual story in case? I mean, everybody knows probably because this movie was up for awards and stuff, but
I don't recall if it was or not.
I'm sure it was.
I know it was talked about quite a bit, when it came out. But, I mean, I'm sure it doesn't hurt to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help us get our bearings.
I don't know. It's never worked in the past on that
true.
that front, but we'll try it again.
So basically, it's about Freddie Quills, who is a soldier in World War II, and the war is over, and now he's just sort of lost.
Yeah.
But I don't know if. I guess the sort of the beginning of the movie is showing him basically as I guess suffering from PTSD.
Yeah.
Or at least what we would now consider PTSD. Then just being, released into the world and
trying to integrate back into society.
Right. And mostly failing at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then he winds up stowing away on a boat.
It's like a cruise. It looks like a
small party yacht.
Yeah.
That has been commandeered by a man named Lancaster Dodd, who is also referred to as the Master.
The Master.
The titular Master.
Yes.
Who is also he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has invented a religion that he has managed to rook a whole bunch of people into following him.
Including his family.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of his family.
Mm-hmm. He writes books about it.
Right.
And makes money off of it.
Yep.
Lots of money, because this is 1950, and they talked about, the thousands and thousands he got from specific people.
Right.
So it's pretty good job.
Yeah. It's 2013, and I would gladly take thousands and thousands of dollars from people right now.
I'm sure you would.
Because I am beyond broke.
No. Create a religion.
Huh?
Create a religion.
It's occurred to me that maybe I should. It's worked out for a couple people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Ron Hubbard. Scientology. Which is what this movie is about, maybe. Not.
Thinly veiled, do you think?
That was the thing when this movie came out. It was like, oh, it's Paul Thomas Anderson's movie about Scientology. And, everybody was on pins and needles. Since there's seemingly a good portion of Hollywood that is sort of controlled and run by Scientology.
Isn't that weird? Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know much about Scientology other than it's made up and weird.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like actors like real, fantasy kind of things. They can just be like, wow, that sounds like a great role I could play. I don't know. Why is that? You have to be rich to be a Scientologist?
You don't have to be rich, but if you want to, but you do have to pay to take lessons in order to elevate yourself within the church.
Yeah, okay.
And so the richer you are, the higher you can be elevated in the church.
You should write that down for your religion. That's a good...
No, yeah, it's in my head.
Yeah, it's a good staple.
Yeah. That is a very good starting point, yes.
More money, more better.
Yeah. That's pretty much word for word how I have it written down. Oh, but we should be careful because the Scientologist will kill us.
Oh, yeah. Are they a violent sort?
They're stealthy sort.
Ooh, really?
And litigious.
I don't know what that word means.
Means they like to
sue people. That's
yeah,
right. Yeah. But I've never used that word in a sentence in my life.
It may have been the first time I've ever used it. So there was a lot of when this movie came out about that it was a thinly veiled not so much attack but portrait of Scientology.
Right.
Yeah. And which I think also garnered some press because of course he made Magnolia with the world's most famous Scientologist.
Don Cheadle?
Yes.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yeah. I was trying to think of any other name, just to be funny, and I couldn't. This is why I'm not a comedian.
Well, you don't have time to be a cult leader and a comedian.
That's true. I should really just focus on the one.
Yeah. And which one is more lucrative? Cult leader.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's on the crazy boat.
He's on the crazy boat, figuratively and literally,
mixing drinks in the basement of the boat. What do you call the basement of the boat?
The
bow, the hull,
the bow, the boiler room. I don't know. We're not boat people.
Yeah, we're not boat people.
So basically he winds up becoming ingratiated with this cult because he can make hooch.
Yeah, he mixes a fine drink.
Made out of paint thinner and
whiskey and stuff.
Yeah.
Mop water, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he was putting in there.
I think in an earlier scene we see him making one of his cocktails out of photography chemicals.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Hey, got him laid.
Right, yeah, it's true. Makes me wish I had kept up with photography. I'd get laid and I could make my own alcohol.
That's what photography's all about.
Yep.
Ansel Adams. That was the name of his biography.
Robert Mapplethorpe.
Yeah, well, that may be true. Oh, Robert Mapplethorpe.
Cincinnati's greatest villain.
Yeah. Yeah, he was not well received when he had, I think was it Piss Christ or something was the name of his photo of like the crucifix in a jar of urine.
I don't know.
Or I don't know.
I thought it was just the photograph of a male fucking another male up the ass.
Oh, yeah, they didn't like that one either.
They really didn't. Yeah. But what do I know? Because honestly, when you said Piss Christ, the first thing I thought of was the Dead Kennedys album cover.
Oh, yeah.
Frankenchrist?
Frankenchrist, yeah.
Which is a different thing. H.R. Giger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. They got in trouble because they had the insert was a
right,
H.R. Giger. Yeah.
Hey, really, Giger.
Is that his real name? Hey, really? You think with a name, Hey, really, your art would be more fun. Like you do a lot of like, monochromatic, like Gary Busey portraits or something. You know, he kind of looks like Gary. H.R. Giger looks a little bit like Gary Busey. Google them both. Somebody out there. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, a while back I fell into an H.R. Giger hole, in which I was just looking up pictures of his artwork. And, I think you can go onto his website and order, office furniture that he designed.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like this, rapey looking, skull fuck alien thing, but it's just a desk chair.
That's gotta be like a way better version of a power tie. When somebody comes in your office. Atkins, come on in here. We need to talk about your future. And he's like, just sit down there in the rape chair.
If I ever own my own business, or when I start my cult,
Yeah.
it gets off the ground, I'm getting an H.R. Giger chair.
Yeah. Totally should.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's intimidation.
Yes.
It looks like there's spinal cords and weird fluids spraying around and
Uh-huh.
yeah. Probably cocks, subtle, subconsciously recognizable
Yeah.
penetration everywhere.
The master.
Yeah, we're talking about the master. So yeah, he gets into the religion basically because he can make good alcohol,
Right.
and he has nowhere else to go.
Right, yeah. He's broken, and this is the first people that have really accepted him.
Right.
And sort of, in a way, allowed him to be who he is.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, they're also at the same time trying to break him at the same time even further, as a cult does.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Sort of brutalize him with more mental and emotional tests.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is how cults work.
Yeah.
And also the army.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never remember anything.
The end.
I'll never forget that there was a class I took, a sociology class or something, social studies, where the teacher described basically the process of how you get ingrained into a cult or basically brainwashed, and they basically break your will. And then they build you back up into the person they want you to be.
Wow.
And then also said that is pretty much the exact thing that you do when you join the army.
Wow.
Is they break your will and then they build you up into be the soldier that they need you to
Yeah. Yeah.
be. Brainwashing, kids!
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It happens all the time.
Yep.
For profit,
Yeah.
usually.
I consider this show to be kind of a brainwashing thing.
Really?
If you listen to every episode, you'll notice that your will gets broken down piece by piece.
I have noticed. Yeah, I have noticed that amongst our listeners.
And eventually, we'll start building them up.
Into our super soldiers?
Into our super soldiers, yeah.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait.
But of course, a gutter trash super soldier is just a person who sits on a couch and reads comics and watches movies.
Maybe goes and picks us up a pizza.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Super soldier! Maneuver 7! No onions this time.
That's an extra large with half pepperoni and half mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maneuver 7.
Right, yeah. Half for me, half for you.
Yeah,
'Cause, yeah. Oh, don't know how to talk about this.
Yeah, well, it's fucking crazy and super artsy.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking about how if this was a comic book, it would be like a super indie, weirdo comic.
Oh, yeah.
Probably one that you would hate.
Probably.
If it was a comic.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, usually those are drawn terribly.
Right,
And that goes a long way towards me hating the comic.
That's why I've found myself a home in the indie comics world.
But I tell you, if Jim Lee had drawn this movie as a comic, then I'd totally be on board.
Yeah, you love that guy. But yeah, I kept picturing that. I was like, this could be a Fantagraphics graphic novel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it has some weird, like, even the very opening shot, like, when I was saying a while ago, there was a scene early on where I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie. Like, it just opens up with this, I mean, you see, like, the water, and then it cuts to, like, a close-up of, Freddy's eyes, and it just lingers forever, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be way too artsy. It's not,
Right.
like, they should have cut and moved on by now, and, like, there's a few things like that. I can't think of any other specific instances, but I remember a few different times thinking, like, oh, like, this is too artsy. Cut it and move on or something.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple of scenes where, yeah, they should have, trimmed them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately I liked this movie.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I would watch it again.
Yeah. Because again, I go back to the whole thing that, it's clearly not a bad movie.
Right.
But it is,
It's not for everybody.
it definitely is not for everybody. But yeah, I think it feels like, sometimes it feels like it's two different movies.
Oh yeah.
Like
one about each of the main two.
Yeah. And like it can't really decide, which it should focus on.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, because honestly, I think Joaquin Phoenix in this movie is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I feel like his character is not as interesting as Philip Seymour Hoffman's character.
Oh, okay.
And there's not enough to him to make me really sympathize with him at all.
Okay.
Like no real reason for why he is as broken as he is. And no real sympathy for him for any of his actions or.
See, I kind of was very sympathetic towards him. I mean, because, like he just gets out of the war and he's, like, it's sort of alluded to that his parents and his family life are pretty fucked up and weird.
Right.
And to top it off, he reminds me so much of this guy I know. I haven't seen him in years, but, who was in the Gulf War and had some similar things with not only, his life in the war, but with his family. Mm-hmm. And, it reminded me so much of it. And it even sort of looks like him a little bit, which was fucking crazy.
Well, you thought he looked like everybody.
He looks exactly like, Joaquin Phoenix in this movie looks exactly like whatever the actor's name is in, Match Point, the main character.
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Yeah, that guy, I guess. I don't know.
No, yeah, they have similar features.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I was like, I would have bet, like my paycheck that was the same guy.
Oh man, I should have taken that bet.
Yeah.
Could have used that extra $50
to fund your cult. Yeah. Nice. No, I wasn't talking about my 4-day-a-week Mavericks paycheck. I was talking about my 1-day-a-week paycheck at Weekly Arts. That's twice as much money. But yeah, you reminded me so much of my friend, or this.
Well, hold on. Sorry. You don't get a paycheck from Mavericks.
No, you're right.
Anyway,
I get cash if it's there. If not, no pay.
Yep.
But yeah, it reminded me of that guy so much that I felt a lot more empathy for him probably than I would have if I didn't have that association there.
Right. Yeah, I don't have that association, so yeah, I didn't really feel too much for him. I don't know, I guess because he's not apologetic for any of the stuff that he's done.
No. Yeah.
So he's not really redeemable, and he's not looking for redemption. And while he is seemingly looking for his place in the world, and,
Right.
and I can sympathize with that because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life,
Right.
But I'm also not as clearly fucked up as he is,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, his like method of operation seems to be to just escape. Like the beginning of the movie, like the thing that thrust him into the whole like film is he's just escaping.
Right,
He hops on
yeah.
that boat, and then, like there's a scene towards the end where he kind of does the same thing, where he's just like, fuck it. He's like, I can't deal with this, and he escapes.
Right.
And I'm guessing that that's the reason he was in the army in the first place. He was escaping his like family life.
Right.
So that seems to be like the way he deals with stuff. Instead of working through it or apologizing for his actions, he's like, fuck it,
Runs away.
I
Right.
fucked up. I'm running away. Yeah.
Yeah, he does do that. Sure. Okay. You got me there.
No.
Yeah, you win. All right.
Checkmate, motherfucker. No, I wasn't trying to. I was just saying like that. It seems like that's his character. Like he
Right.
can't apologize. That's just not in his
Right.
toolbox.
And so I mean, I guess my problem is that like we're watching this entire movie, and I guess I was just hoping at some point there would be like some moments of even just small redemption.
Right.
And, like, I don't know if, like, the ending of that is supposed to be that, because, he does,
Sure, spoil it.
yeah, huh?
Spoil it.
Spoil it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Spoilers are coming.
And then the thing is, it's not really a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know that this movie can be spoiled. Like, there's no twist to it. There's no,
Right. Even when you find out Paul Thomas Anderson's an alien.
that's Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh, that's right.
So at one point, Freddy, escapes from this cult. And it's not really clear why he does.
Mm-hmm.
He just leaves.
Yeah.
And then he winds up, going back. Just for I mean, it's never really explained why he goes back.
Well, I feel like he left because the scene before was, he sort of snapped on somebody. He was like, I feel like he was like, this isn't right.
Right.
And then I feel like he goes back because he realized he has nothing else.
Right.
Like there's like, he tried to like reconnect with people from his past and there's nothing there. And he was just like,
Right.
And then out of the blue, he gets this, weird connection to the cult again. And he's just like, fuck it, that's the only thing I've got. I'm going to go
Right.
for it.
So, okay, so this, the impetus for him returning to the cult, is a phone call that he gets in a movie theater.
Which I hate, by the way, when people take phone calls in the theater.
I do too, and I have seen 15 movies in the theater, this weekend.
Did any of the ushers bring out a phone for anyone?
I took about 4 calls. Yeah. They brought me a corded, rotary phone.
Right. As they do.
Yeah.
That was weird. Does that happen?
Maybe,
In the 50s?
I don't know. I mean, he was alone in the theater, so I can give him sleep.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, an usher literally brings him, he's like, a call for you, sir. Here's
Right,
the phone in the middle of the theater.
But so the phone call, was that a dream?
Well, that would make more sense because it kind of does, like, you don't see the usher, like, leave. It just, like, cuts back to him.
And he's asleep in the
Right.
theater.
Yeah.
So I think that,
That could be a dream. I didn't
Right,
think about it. I didn't
yeah.
think about that. But then how does he know where to go?
exactly, right?
Because there's no internet.
No, there is no internet. There's no GPS. There's
No.
nothing. But he winds up going to England, where the cult has relocated to meet with the master again, and it's just. So okay, so you say that the reason he did it was because he has nothing else.
That's what I was getting from it, yeah.
Okay. But then while he's there, he sort of realizes that it's still not for him.
Right. Yeah, because the way he's sort of treated when he gets there.
Right. Well, I don't know that he's not treated any differently than he had ever been treated there.
Well, the daughter was pretty evil to him.
The daughter wasn't there.
Oh, was it the wife?
That was the wife.
Oh, that was the wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't feel like she was any different to him there than she had been throughout the entire movie.
Okay.
She was fairly harsh throughout most of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And also getting the sort of feeling that she might be sort of the guiding force behind the whole cult thing. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman is the face of it, and she is sort of the power behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that either.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just things I'm making up on in my head as I talk.
Right.
Much like Lancaster died.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a lot of... I mean, they're like real simple, like abstract versions of good and evil and
Right, yeah.
you know, things you can't really dispel because he's like, we've lived 1,000 million times and trillions of years and,
Right.
you know, and you're like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is very charismatic, the character.
Yeah.
Like, it almost seems like at times that he really does believe all that stuff because of how into it and like charismatic and, you know, just
Right.
supportive of his people he is. But then there's also like every scene where he's like breaking the will of Freddy. He's like walking in the room, like chewing on something, like just getting fatter.
Right.
He's like every scene, it seems like he's eating. So yeah, he is kind of well fed and like, I don't know, taking advantage of the, you know.
Naive.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
The naive and the broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not an easy movie to get through, I guess.
No.
Yeah, but it's good.
I feel like the only time I would watch this a second time is if I was by myself and high.
Really.
Yeah.
That's not the answer to anything.
That's the answer to everything.
No.
Because, yeah, it's not like a fun, like, hey, let's get together, order a pizza and watch a movie. Like, this is like one of those analyze every frame,
Right.
you know, and no distraction kind of films because it's so artsy and, like, you know, personal. I don't know.
Yeah. And, you know, it's certainly beautiful to look at. It's well acted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what do you think is going on with Joaquin Phoenix's face?
I don't know. Thank you for bringing that up.
It's like, because I mean, it's obviously supposed to, story-wise, be part of his injury in the war. Like, part of his face doesn't really move that well.
Right.
Like, it moves a little bit, but his eye and his mouth are, like, on his, like, right side of his face are kind of scrunched up all the time.
Yeah, like, I couldn't tell if that was the character or Joaquin Phoenix.
I've never seen him look like that.
Yeah,
Like
I had never seen that before either, but this is also the first movie he's really done since his,
When he went insane.
right, since he went fake insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't think I've ever seen any other movies with him.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't see Walk the Line?
Nope.
Okay.
I saw Gladiator, but, like, I honestly didn't remember that he was even in it.
Right.
And that was also, like, 10, 12 years ago.
Did you see Match Point?
Nope. He was not in it. And if I did, I was too busy staring at Scarlett Johansson.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's his real face, but if not, like, how did he do that? Did they,
Right.
like,
If
inject
that's acting,
yeah.
then that's amazing.
Right? I know. That's like up there with some machinist shit.
Right.
Yeah. Did they, like, inject something
They
into
gave
his
him a
face?
stroke.
Yeah. Every day before going on the set, they induced a stroke.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that, I mean, it didn't look like it was CGI or any kind of, you know,
Maybe they glued his mouth shut?
maybe,
On that
I
side?
don't know.
They could do that, right?
Sure.
Because it still moves a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it moves, like when he laughs or smiles, you know, like he has a full expression, but like when he's just sort of, you know, just talking and you know, just being, you know, quieter.
Right.
You know, like it's only the left side of his face, you know, has more expression.
Right,
than
the other side's
you know.
real subdued and, yeah.
He also has like a weird scar thing going on, and like, yeah, I could not tell if that was the actor or the character.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I would bet $1 million it was the character.
I hope, because it
Yeah.
looks weird.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't really address it ever
No, yeah.
in the film, but
Yeah. Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman obviously is fantastic in this.
oh yeah, it's incredible.
Amy Adams is pretty good as the wife.
Laura Dern was in it.
Laura Dern was in it.
I like Laura Dern.
Yeah, did not know she was in it.
Me neither.
In fact, because she was barely in it, like she showed up like 4 or 5 times before I realized that might be Laura Dern.
I recognized her voice because you hear her voice before you see her, and I was like, Laura Dern?
Yeah.
And yeah, there she is.
And she really only has one big scene in the movie towards the end.
And it's kind of a pivotal.
It's very pivotal, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, Lancaster Dodd. Lancaster?
Yep.
He, from time to time, kind of just flips the fuck out in the movie.
Yeah.
And the pivotal Laura Dern scene is one of those where he flips the fuck out on her.
Right.
Very briefly.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, you can tell.
But enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell he doesn't have it. He doesn't understand what he's doing or, like,
Right,
have
yeah.
his shit together as much as he's trying to put off.
Right. The facade slips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, it's like, yeah, and every single time that he flips out, it's exactly that. His facade slips, and you're like, what a
Yeah.
jerk.
So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna. It's hard to recommend this movie
Well, it is
because it is not for everyone.
even if someone, like, even if you described the story and, like, you know, whatever, and someone's like, oh, that sounds like something I would like, it still is not necessarily for that person because of the way that story is told. I mean,
Right.
I mean, if you've seen any of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, they unfold in a real kind of like dark and like, it's like there's like just all this agitation and tension and
Right.
weirdness to his movies. And I can appreciate that, and sometimes I really love it, but I think I have to be in the mood for it.
Right. I don't know that I've ever been in the mood for a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but every one that I've seen I've enjoyed greatly.
Yeah.
But the other ones that I've seen, like, I would not have had this hard of a time reviewing.
Yeah.
You know, like I could have told you straight up, you know, I liked that movie and this is why. Whereas I'm not having that easy of a time
Right.
with this one. But I do think I like it.
I think I do too. And I think that's a good sign. Like it just makes you feel weird. It makes you think, and
Yeah.
and it makes me go back and forth during the film. Yeah, it's a struggle.
Yeah. I guess if you're prone to like a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, like anyway, then go ahead and watch this one. Because it's another one of his movies.
It's like a rewarding piece of literature. Like once you finish it, you're like, that was amazing. But it's not like a piece of entertainment that you're like,
No.
I'm having a great time.
Dude, definitely not
Yeah.
a piece of entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, there are, like, chuckle parts throughout, you know.
Oh yeah, pig fucker.
Yeah. Oh, pig fucker.
Or pig fuck. Or, I don't know.
I think it was, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That combination of words is just great.
Yeah.
Like cunt punt.
Was that in this movie?
No.
Oh. I was like, I didn't catch that.
But that is a phrase I read recently, and I enjoy it greatly.
Because it rhymes.
It does rhyme.
Yeah.
And it also involves one of my favorite words.
Punting?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Master. Go see it?
If you're up for it. don't, this isn't like, date night, like just unwind and relax and watch.
I thought you were talking about the actual movie Date.
Well, yeah, it's dissimilar to that film as well. But yeah, I think it's worth watching if you're smarter than us and and you can deal with something that's a little more demanding of an audience.
Right, yeah. Basically, if you were with me in the audience to watch G.I. Joe Retaliation this Saturday, this movie is not for you. Yeah, I gotta go take a pee break, so we should quit talking about this movie.
Well, we're not doing much
We're
good
not
anyway.
doing very good here, so yeah, might as well just give up.
Yeah.
All right. Be back.
I was searching for something I could not describe. So I stared at the sun till the tears filled my eyes. Well, I thought I was empty, so I paid the cost. But now that I'm found, I miss being lost. Well, I opened my heart and I let Jesus in, with the promise that I would be free of my sin. But I only felt guilty that he died on the cross. Now that I'm found, I miss being lost. Now that I'm found, I miss being lost.
Hi, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
What's up, pal?
Not much, buddy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got your pee break?
I did.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Bodily functions are great.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. I peed a lot yesterday.
Really? Like
Yeah.
a horse?
Not like a horse, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Because I'm sure that would have been amazingly great as well.
Because you've seen a horse.
I have seen a horse pee recently,
Yeah.
and it was pretty fantastic. I'd never seen that happen before, and it was a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable and entertaining.
Yeah. Yep.
See, this is the kind of guys we are. The master confuses us, but watching horses urinate, love it. So good.
We're simple folk.
We don't try to hide it though. We don't put like perfumes and fancy dress on and parade around town with monocles. No, we just sit at home and masturbate and listen to, Black Sabbath, and we're just dumb.
Yeah. Yep. I think I have done all of those things in the past 2 days.
I'm sure we both have.
Yeah. Well, I know we've both sat around, and I know we've both listened to Black Sabbath.
Well, then we're 3 for 3. But I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you with the horse piss story.
No, there's nothing else to it.
Oh. So yeah, I guess we should talk about our weekend of hearts.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about space. I don't know. Do we segue into that, or I just start talking about space?
Hey, you. There was a reason you weren't on last episode.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, that's right.
Because you were at space.
I was at space.
How'd that go?
Space, for the listener, who is Brian John Mitchell, who was there, is the Small Press Alternative Comics Expo in Columbus, held every year by Mr. Bob Corby and his cohorts.
Yeah.
It was great.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
Just because I wasn't there?
No, you were there. I mean, for part of it.
I was there for about 2 hours.
You know, maybe, actually, I was trying to figure out why. Maybe it was because you weren't there. Sunday was the busiest Sunday I've seen at Space, at least in the last 5 years.
Right.
I mean, it was like just as busy as Saturday, which was crazy.
Right.
Because it's never...
There's usually a drastic drop-off.
Oh, yeah. It's usually just the dealers buying from each other on Sunday. Maybe a couple stragglers, but it was like steady.
Yeah. So because I didn't go this year...
More people showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had an amazing time because I wasn't there with you the entire weekend.
No.
Nope, that's exactly what you've said. And so that's
You're
fine.
putting words in my mouth.
I'm just putting words in your mouth that you already had in there.
What? But no, I sold some stuff, which was cool. And then bought some stuff, which was cool. And
Right.
Kathleen couldn't make it either, so I got her some Dazzler sketches. She loves the Dazzler.
Nice. Yeah. I know you've done that in the past for her.
Yeah.
I think even I've been sent out on a mission or two to do that.
Yeah, I believe so.
In previous years, not this year.
Right. Because you weren't there.
Because
You were watching horses pee.
exactly.
You had better things to do.
I did have better things to do. That was among them.
So yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time. I hung out with Brian John Mitchell.
Yeah. Did you guys hang out after the show at all?
Yep. On Saturday, not on Sunday. We just kind of like he was just driving straight home, so he was just like he just kind of hopped in the car and did the endurance drive.
Right.
But yeah, Saturday we all went out to the Mexican restaurant that me and you went
Oh,
to.
you found it.
Yeah. It's on Dublin Granville. It's called the Hacienda Casa de Hacienda Grande or something like that.
Okay.
I know the word Casa and Hacienda are both in the title.
Alrighty. It's not the one that was directly across the street, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
alright.
No, it was like maybe like 2 miles away,
Okay.
across from a Popeye's chicken.
Right. Okay. Because I know, I don't know if I talked about it on the solo episode, but for about a minute or so, me, Joji, and Juliet were kind of trying to find it because I had told them that it was the best Mexican I'd ever had. But then we gave up pretty quickly when I realized that I had zero idea where the hell it was.
I sort of thought I knew like the direction it was in, but I would have thought it was a little closer than it was. And Brian was like, "No, it's on the other side of the overpass," and he was right.
Well, I'm glad you both found it.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a taco for me?
I had a burrito for you,
Okay.
but it was a vegetarian burrito, so you didn't like it.
Alright. You're right, I didn't.
I'd forgot that they bring out, in addition to chips and salsa, they bring out free like bean dip and Mexican coleslaw. That was great. That place is awesome.
That place is awesome, and I would like to go back there again sometime.
It was weird because the table behind us was like a dozen cowboys in full like cowboy gear, because there was also like some sort of Western convention at the same hotel as us. Yeah. 'Cause
Really?
I saw some cowboys walking around. I was like, what the fuck is this? But there was like some sort of Western thing going on.
Where the hell did they...
I don't
Because
know.
as far as I know, there's only the one ballroom, isn't there?
I don't know. I saw a couple hanging out in the Bowties Lounge.
Okay.
And then I saw some at the Mexican restaurant.
Huh.
Maybe it was like not at that hotel, but I don't know. They were at the hotel bar, so I don't know.
Well, I do know that, from my years of experience working at hotels, sometimes, a group, whatever will, not only, like, the space show is at that Ramada Inn,
Right.
but, sometimes they will organize with other hotels around in the area to have, like, a group rate,
Okay.
even though the actual thing is being held in a different location.
Right. Like maybe it wasn't at a hotel, it was just like at a...
Right,
yeah, they rented out a barn or something.
Right.
But yeah, so that was weird.
Are you sure they just weren't cosplaying?
Maybe they were all... Yeah,
for
like,
those indie mini comics about cowboys and
yeah,
stuff.
like the Ragged Rider and yeah. No, I don't think so. But yeah, and
So did you actually make money this year?
I actually sold enough that I paid for my table, my gas, and all my food for the weekend,
Nice.
which was pretty good.
That's... Yeah, maybe I just should never go with you to
But I didn't
a
pay.
show again.
But I didn't pay for my hotel or the printing cost of any of my books.
Right,
So,
yeah.
so I still wouldn't say like it was lucrative, but it was definitely worth doing, and like,
Right.
it was fun. So, like like I've said it before, I look at that show as like a little mini vacation.
Right.
So if I spend money on a hotel and some food, that's fine with me. You
Right.
know, it's still fun. But yeah, and I got some awesome comics. I haven't read even like a fourth of them yet, but yeah, there's some good stuff. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked.
That's cool. Did Pat Kane ever show up?
Pat Kane did show up.
Yeah.
He did. For like an hour.
Yeah.
And then, and then he took off. I think that was Saturday. No, it was Sunday. It was Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was Sunday.
He sent me a message at one point telling me that he was going up there because I guess he thought that I was going to be up there. Like,
All weekend.
right, yeah. But alas, I was not.
Yeah, I think he was only there Sunday.
Alright.
And like, I didn't talk to some of the people I planned on. Like, I didn't go to Durf's table.
Right.
We reviewed his book, My Friend Dahmer, but I liked his book, but I was like, I don't know what I would say. And I don't plan on buying anything from him, so I don't want to be like, I like your book, and just walk away, you know. So, plus I heard from like 3 different people that he was not awesome
Okay.
at the show.
Huh.
So I don't know, maybe he's having a bad day.
Could be.
But yeah. So how about you? How was your weekend?
I talked about it.
Yeah? You didn't talk about the horse piss.
No, I just talked about it now. I mean, yeah, that Saturday I went up, hung out with you and Brian for about 2 hours, hung out with Joe and Juliet all day.
Mm-hmm.
Went to an awesome comic shop.
What? Did you go to Mavericks?
No. Again, I talked about it on the solo up, but
Yeah.
I'll give you a recap in case you don't recall.
The Laughing Ogre?
We went to the Laughing Ogre and then got into an argument with
Oh, the lady that works
there.
there. That's right. She'd been to Mavericks
Yes,
before.
yeah,
And
that was-
she did not like it.
Did not have a positive experience
How-
about Mavericks.
What is wrong with that lady? Well, I probably didn't have a good experience that day either.
Yeah.
And not because of her. Just because I was at Mavericks.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and then that Sunday I didn't do a goddamn thing. And, yep.
I gave Doogie's courier the hand mirror to
Oh,
deliver.
okay, right,
to
yeah.
deliver, so I guess that's safely in his hands.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, he's still in Cedar Point, so I
Right.
have no idea. But I guess he got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Congratulations on having a successful Ericless up weekend at Space. And I guess I just won't go with you ever again
Aw.
to any convention. I shouldn't anyway. If anything, what I've learned is that people have better convention experiences without me than with me.
Are you a convention?
I'm a convention cooler.
Yeah, convention cooler. Wow.
Yeah, because my former partner Bruce Hughes, he has done far better without me doing conventions at comic shows. Kurt Dins has done much better at Horror Hounds without me. And Jason Young apparently does much better without me.
Well, no,
out, so.
the best I ever did at Space, you were there, but it was the year I won the award. So
Yeah.
I sold more that year.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I actually made some money that year.
All right.
So your powers.
All right. Well, then it's just me. I don't sell a fucking thing whenever I do a convention.
Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe
Not
next
that
time.
I'm bitter.
No, it didn't sound like it. Oh. You should rent out that same Ramada conference room for your occult when you print up your pamphlet. See how that does.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But yeah,
Well, glad you're back.
thank you, thank you. Good to be back. I enjoyed the weekend, but yeah, I definitely was glad to be back to Dayton, my home away from home. No, my home. at
No,
home.
it's just your home.
It's my home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else fun going on?
No.
You've seen films.
I have seen a lot of movies in the past couple days.
It's crazy.
Not really.
It's a lot, even for you,
No.
Isn't it?
Nope.
Well, I mean, theater-wise.
No, not really.
Really?
Yeah.
Three movies in 2 days?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I've seen like 4 or 5 movies in the theater in like the span of 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not recently, but
Right,
Yeah.
right.
no, yeah. It's all perfectly normal.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess not really normal, but, not abnormal.
I've never seen 3 movies in 2 days at a theater. Ever. Well, no, that's not true, because I've been to marathons where I saw 3 movies in one setting, but
Right.
but other than that, I've never like went to like multiple movies.
I used to work at a movie theater, so I've seen
sense.
movies every day, actually. So, but of course, they were free at the time,
That's a little bit better.
so that helps. And as for me, I can only go see movies at the theater when I know that they're cheap.
Right. If you have a coupon.
When I have a coupon, or if I go to the very first showing of the day, which is only $5.
Is it just the first showing that's $5?
Yep.
Really? I
Yep.
did not know that. I thought it was like until noon or something.
Nope.
Okay. That's good to know.
Very first showing is $5, and then after that, until 6, it's $7.50, and then the prices jump up after 6 for evening prices,
Right.
which is I don't know, it's dumb.
Yeah,
It's dumb
everything.
that they
Yeah,
do
why
that.
are things more expensive at night? Like even like if like there's restaurants around here that
Oh yeah, like
actually get
lunch
less
and
food.
dinner.
yeah, like I know restaurants where you get less food
Yep.
because you don't get the whatever like the salad or whatever that comes with the lunch and the same portion and it's more expensive at night. It's like
Yep.
that doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Is it like a vampire tax? Like are they fighting vampires by being open
the
late?
extra money?
Yeah.
Funding the war.
Right.
Right. Mayhap. I don't know. It sucks.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially for those poor bastards that, don't get off till after 6. Like
Right, yeah.
I get off at 8. So if I want to do something,
right.
it's
yeah.
more expensive.
Well, I mean, like even if, because I get off at 4, but it still takes me till like 5 or 5:30 to get home.
Right.
By the time no movie is starting at 5:30. They're all
Right.
going to start after 6. And,
Yeah.
so I get screwed on the weekdays. Unless I go on a Wednesday when all day is $5, and then the fucking place is going to be crowded because everybody wants to go pay $5 for a movie.
So they can text each other
Right? Yeah.
during the movie.
Oh god. I know our pal Matt Brassfield goes and sees like 2 movies every Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he doesn't work
Yeah.
on Wednesdays.
So he goes on the $5 day, and which is also his day off, and then sees 2 movies a day
Well, that's awesome.
every week.
That's pretty good for $10.
Yeah. Or if you're smart, you can just sneak into the other movie because you're already there.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Nobody texts you ticket.
Right.
Like the movie I saw today, I could easily have just wandered into another theater and
They don't do a head count or anything.
As long as someone else has bought a ticket, they're gonna show that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
What if they only saw one ticket and like they walk in the theater and there's like 24 guys in there?
No, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They do not give a shit. And also, they won't walk into the theater because they don't do that anymore. Apparently,
Really? They don't?
I've been to 3 movies in 2 days, and I've not seen any employee walk into the theater at any point.
I know the last time I went to the theater, a guy like came in and just kind of looked around. But
They're supposed to.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, back when I worked in the theater, we had to do temperature checks, which was, there was a little thermometer down by the screen. You had to go and look at it, make sure that the theater was at the optimal temperature.
I've seen them do that. Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone do that in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw some movies.
You want to talk about any of them? Or?
I can. I wrote about them all on my blog.
Right.
But, you know me. I like to repeat things and talk about things that I've done, especially if, because it's the only thing that I've done.
And maybe the listener didn't see them yet.
Right, yeah. But you can always go to my blog. It's seanborn.net. I draw a drawing a day and review any movie that I see.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This service is free.
It is, yeah. And nobody goes to it.
Nobody.
Well, I just added something to my website so that I could see how many visitors I get.
Uh-huh.
And you have to register your website with another service first. And they told me that I do not get enough hits in order to be able to register.
Oh, wow.
To see how many hits I get.
Well, they probably have to get 1,000 a day to qualify.
Got to trash qualifies.
Well,
Certainly nobody's doing that.
I'm sure we get 1,000 a day, right? Oh.
Anyway, it's fine. Listen, in the past 3 or 4 weeks, I have realized that I don't have friends. Nobody particularly cares for me or wants me around. Nobody pays attention to anything that I do. And I'm, just widely ignored and invisible, and I'm almost coming to terms with that. And so, with another 2 weeks of this, and I will be perfectly fine, and we can finally hit that place where I just disassociate myself from everything.
Well, that's not good. Not looking forward to that.
Okay, well, be my friend then.
What are we doing right now?
Pretending.
Okay. All right. So, what'd you see?
By the way, I'm not joking about anything I just said.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw Evil Dead first thing Saturday morning at 10:15. The remake, I should say.
Right.
I should clarify that. There's no revival screening of the original movie anywhere.
Maybe somewhere.
Maybe somewhere.
Not in Dayton.
Not here.
Yeah.
So I saw the remake of The Evil Dead. Although I learned apparently that it's a remake, but it's also a quasi-sequel.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a direct continuation, it's just sort of, they're basically treating it as if, similar events to the original unfold 30-some years later.
Okay.
With different people in the same cabin, in the same book.
See, I did not know that. I thought it was just...
But for the most part, it's just a remake.
So in the world of the remake, and the world of the new one, that first one has happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently the plans are, if the movie gods have their way, that obviously this remake has been successful. There's going to be an Evil Dead 2, direct continuation of the remake. And it is also made possible for there to be an Army of Darkness 2.
Huh.
Which will be a continuation of the Bruce Campbell Evil Dead series.
Right.
And then followed by a film that will tie the two of them together.
I'd be a little skeptical about the...
I am very skeptical about all of that. Yeah. But I did see the remake. And I wrote about it. But I will also, I apologize if you've already read that, but I will repeat pretty much what I tried to say in the blog, is that, the best remakes are the ones that sort of take that basic premise and then just do their own thing with it.
You're right.
Like David Cronenberg's version of The Fly, or the new version of Dawn of the Dead. This one pretty much just recreates the old one. Like, not shot by shot or anything like that, but just plot points. And then there's... And it may be because that it is, sort of set in the same world as the other Evil Dead movies, that, these are all in there. But there are so many just, like, winks and nods to the original movies.
Right.
That it really becomes distracting. Like there is a scene where someone runs to the tool shed, the famous tool shed,
right?
And they throw open a door, and there's the chainsaw sitting right there, and then it's like almost the exact same like camera cut, right to the chainsaw. But then like the camera pans down, and there's like a car battery, and the guy grabs it.
Well, if it's set in the same house, I wonder if it's like the evil is offering up the same chances. Like it's like a game, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, again, like what I read after I saw the movie was that the writer-director basically said it was sort of him, saying that it's the exact same cabin from the original movies, but like, somebody else bought the cabin and then sort of spruced it up a little bit. And
right.
Then, just similar events, played out. But like, all the stuff that was originally there was just still there.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Not just the evil, not just the evil stuff, but like
Just
the actual
the
items.
stuff. Right. Yeah. Like Sam Raimi's car is also still there.
Right.
Cause it is there. Which is again, to me, like, not knowing that before I saw the movie. Cause, me, when I go see a movie, I try to avoid
Spoilers.
as much as everything is humanly possible. Like, I never saw a trailer for this movie. I never saw a commercial.
Oh, really? Okay.
All I knew is that it was happening.
Right.
And that, up until, like, Tuesday of last week, I was still not sure whether I was even going to see this movie ever.
Right.
But, the classic is in there.
The car. Whatever kind of car that is.
I believe it's an Oldsmobile, other than, like, the model of it and the year, I do not know.
Right.
But Sam Raimi's car.
No longer drivable, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's the same car that was in the Spider-Man movies.
Uncle Ben's car.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was allegedly supposed to be in Oz the Great and Powerful, but I couldn't tell you. I don't recall seeing it, and it would have been super out of place in that movie.
Unless they, like, took it apart and made a wall out of it and then put it back together.
There was a scene where, in that movie, where the Munchkins create a bunch of scarecrows. And they power them with like pedals and stuff.
Okay,
I was like, is that supposed to be
something from
like,
the hood of the car?
Pieces from the classic? Yeah,
it'd be something at least.
Right. Yeah.
At least he could still claim it as part of his streak.
Right. Yeah. And of course, Bruce Campbell was in Oz the Great and Powerful as well.
I didn't see it.
I know. Anyway, so Evil Dead. So just it just plays out the same plot, and like some of the things are just exactly the same as the original,
right?
But modernized, with a different cast.
I thought the trailer looked awesome.
Again, never saw the trailer, but I will say it's a good movie. Mm-hmm. It's just not original at all.
Yeah.
There was a part of me that was just hoping that it was going to be taking the basic premise and then just doing something really cool with it.
Right.
Instead, it just took the basic premise and made the same movie.
Like, even tone-wise, was it the same, like, fun level or whatever?
It's the same as the first movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is
a little darker.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not until Evil Dead 2 where they made it, comedic.
Right. I wonder if they're going to do that. 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 that Because if they don't with the second one, that's probably fine. But it's like, if they do some sort of Army Darkness thing, but it's not funny,
Right.
it might be just not as interesting. I don't know.
Well, the way that this movie wraps up, because, I mean, because the original Evil Dead 2 is basically a remake of the first one anyway,
Right.
just with a different tone. But if they are continuing the story of this version of Evil Dead, then I don't see how they're going to make it comedic in nature.
Okay, yeah.
It still seems like it will be a harrowing, gore fest,
Right.
which is fine. Because, sometimes you're in the mood for that type of movie.
Oh, yeah.
And this movie delivers. Like, it really does.
It looks, because from the trailer I saw lots of, liquids.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that looks cool.
It's a very wet movie.
Yeah.
It is wet. Possibly sticky.
No.
It was good. It was good. It has its flaws, and for every new thing that it tried to bring to the table, it had 10 other old things that it also brought back.
Right.
So, it was just, it's disappointing in the fact that it is so much like the original.
Right.
But it was good. I can recommend it as a movie.
I'm sure I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will. I just don't know. I'm pretty sure I won't see it at the theater, but
Right.
But I'd like to see it.
But the acting was good. Good characters. Likable characters, or at least enough to make you care.
Right.
There's one character for sure. Honestly, she gets introduced and then forgot that she was even in this movie until there's a scene with her again, and I was like, oh yeah, and then she dies.
Right. Spoiler.
Everybody dies.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because the Evil Dead, they don't discriminate.
Nope. They're not like Jason Voorhees.
No.
He spares the children.
Yep. But no, it was good, and it had all practical special effects, pretty much.
Nice.
At least 90% all practical,
That's awesome.
and it looks great.
I respect that.
Oh yeah, because there is nothing more bullshit in the world than seeing digital blood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's how hard is it to mix up some red liquid?
Right.
I could see if you had to destroy, a building or a bridge or something.
Right,
yeah.
But even then, make a miniature.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it? There was something I read about some movie, I can't even remember what movie it was or anything like that, but it was the directors and the writers were talking about how they spent so much time trying to figure out how to do a particular effect in CGI, and it just, they couldn't get it to look right. Nothing that they did made it work, and they wasted weeks trying to do this. And then they said finally, just fuck it. Let's try to do it practically. It took them 3.5 hours and it looked perfect.
See, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can understand using both.
Oh, yeah.
But use it like a toolbox. You don't have to hammer everything into place. You
Exactly,
can,
right.
You can screw some things in.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was some CGI in this movie, but it was all, it just enhanced
Right.
the things that were already there.
Right. Instead of just relying on it as a...
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Rather than having, people fight, sticks with tennis balls on them,
Right, yeah.
There was actually something there, and then they,
Added it.
Right, yeah.
Right. No, I respect that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Another movie that I watched that probably relied more on CG than any other thing was G.I. Joe Retaliation. I think they CGI'd in The Rock's muscles.
There's a lot of CGI, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure there was. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, for a movie like that, you kind of just, it's part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, it's no The Master. It's G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Right, yeah.
And I liked it for what it was, which was just big, dumb, and loud.
roller coaster type
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. The best parts about it were the Snake Eyes ninja parts.
Right. Okay.
But the other parts weren't so bad either. You know, had a Cobra Commander in it with an actual Cobra Commander mask,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hood or helmet?
helmet, reflective helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fireflies in it.
Storm Shadow. Right?
Storm Shadow. The Roadblock, Lady J, and Flint are the main Joes, along with the original G.I. Joe Colton,
Wow.
played by Bruce Willis.
See, that looks fun.
Yeah,
Like, I hated the first one, but this one looks fun.
I liked the first one, and I really liked this one. I liked it a little bit better.
I hope I do too.
I hope you do as well. I don't know. I can't rightly recommend G.I. Joe Retaliation, but
You
if
think
you
it's more for G.I. Joe fans than the first one was, though?
a little bit, yeah. I think there is more, because the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow plotline kind of plays out, at least from what I remember of the comics.
Right.
It seemed to be kind of faithful to that. So
That's good.
but yeah, I enjoyed it. And then I watched a movie this morning at 10:45 a.m. Paying $5
For
it.
$5, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Because I paid $5 for the Evil Dead, and I paid $2.50 for G.I. Joe because I had a coupon.
From that you held on to for a year.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But then, so this morning I went back first thing in the morning, and I saw Rob Zombie's new movie, The Lords of Salem.
Was it a witch movie?
It is a witch movie. Takes place in or near Salem, Massachusetts. It's a thing that I watched.
Not as good as G.I. Joe or...
Not as, I mean, I guess on a technical level, it was probably better than G.I. Joe.
Right.
I wrote up a review for it on my blog this morning after I saw it. But I've been thinking about it all day, and I'm almost reversing my opinion on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Because it is very technically well made.
Right.
And it's original. I mean, as far as I know, it's got a lot of homages and very. It definitely wears its influences, out and proud,
Right.
It definitely has a very Stanley Kubrick vibe to the entire thing. Very Rosemary's Baby and The Sentinel and The Exorcist, and then all those sort of mid-70s religious supernatural horror movie kind of things. All very definitely influenced this movie. But it's unlike any of the other Rob Zombie movies.
Right.
It's very slow and deliberately paced. Building more atmosphere, over shock or gore or anything like that.
This sounds like if I had to watch one more of his movies, it would be this one, because I've seen a couple and I didn't like them, but
Right.
this one sounds more up my alley than the other ones.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. But, it's also almost too slow.
Right.
Where I was just bored through a lot of it.
It's a fine line when you're trying to do a movie like that.
Right, yeah. And I think he crossed it pretty much. It also doesn't help that I didn't give a shit about the main character.
Right.
At all.
Yeah, that sort of kind of takes you out of the experience of rooting for someone.
I mean, yeah, she's just, 'cause it's played by Rob Zombie's wife, Sherry Moon Zombie. And, she's not a great actress. At least not enough to hold a whole movie on her own.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I can't rightly recommend Lords of Salem, but at the same time, your mileage may vary.
Your what?
Your mileage may vary.
mileage, okay.
Yeah.
I'll see it. I'll see it if it comes on DVD.
Right.
For
And it's like I told you earlier, like I'm very rarely, someone who wants to ever go back to revisit a movie to see if I have a different opinion of it on a second watch. But this might be one of them. Like usually if I watch a movie a second time, it's because I really liked it. And not because I had mixed feelings about it.
So both movies you watched today are sort of like that, though, right?
I would say I would much rather watch The Master sooner than I would watch Lords of Salem. But, a little bit. And honestly, there were some similarities.
Similar paced at times.
Similar paced, similar lead characters.
Really?
Kind of broken.
She
At
had
least,
a weird face, too.
she did, but that's just age.
Yeah.
And she also had dreadlocks, and 42-year-old women with blonde dreadlocks just doesn't look right.
Huh. Is that her real hair?
I don't know. I would guess. I don't know. And also, both have scenes where there's just a ton of naked women standing around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that in the Master.
No, we did not.
That was weird.
Yeah.
That was another hallucination, right?
Fantasy hallucination? Yeah. Because, the Freddy character is seemingly very obsessed with sex.
Yeah, oh yeah. From the beginning of the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like they're doing the Rorschach test, and he's like, pussy, cock.
Yeah.
Everything they show him.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Master has a scene where he just visualizes every woman in the room naked. No matter of age or size or shape or anything like that.
Or pregnancy.
Right, yeah. There are multiple scenes in the Lords of Salem where there's just a whole bunch of women naked, and most of them are elderly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That is very 70s, too. A lot of 70s horror movie
Yeah.
have just shitloads of naked people.
Yeah. There's one character in that movie who she's pretty much naked in every scene that she is in, and she's played by like a 75-year-old actress.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good for her. Showing it off.
Yeah. I mean, it's not pleasant to look at.
Flaunt it, sister.
It is not pleasant to look at. I think the biggest flaw of Lords of Salem was that it was just too slow and unlikable lead.
Right.
But
see,
it's ambitious, though, and you kind of got to applaud that.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because, again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, when you think of Rob Zombie, like ambition and art aren't like the first thing that pop into my head.
Art, probably.
Well, his type of art is more like our type of art,
right.
And I don't consider that art.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's more like poppy,
Yeah.
nerdy poppy art.
Right, yeah.
Horror art. Excuse me. Yeah, I really, really, really respect Rob Zombie, but the two movies I saw that he directed, I did not like at all.
And I liked the other ones, at least the ones that I've seen. I think there's one that I haven't, actually, and that's Halloween 2. But I liked his version of Halloween. I liked it better than John Carpenter.
Really?
Yeah. Which I did not like at all.
Yeah.
I liked House of a Thousand Corpses. I like Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects just made me feel dirty.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
So
like, not in a fun way, though. Not like, wow, what a roller coaster
yeah,
ride.
it's not. Yeah,
And I remember we actually watched it at a birthday party. There was 8 of us. It was Chris Lett's birthday party.
I remember that story.
Yeah. He chose that movie, and we were all just sitting around as all the weird rape was going on and whatever.
Yeah, that's not a good birthday crowd movie.
No, it was terrible. Everybody was just uncomfortable and
yeah.
Maybe that was his intention. That was an art performance that he was doing, but none of us enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, maybe you would enjoy it better on your own. I don't know.
Couldn't enjoy it any less. So
That's true.
No, I don't think I'll ever. I'll ever watch it again, but I will see Salem. What's it
The
called?
Lords of Salem.
Lords of Salem. Yeah. Yeah, I'll watch that.
And that's pretty much it. Just watched other stuff on Netflix here and there. I watched they have a new exclusive television program that's kind of a turd. I watched 2 episodes of that and gave up on it.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. I mean, that it's a turd.
Right. And otherwise, just Rockford Files. That's it.
You're going for it too, aren't you?
Oh, I am.
All 5,000 episodes.
There's only 123.
Oh, well, you've watched 4,877. 87. 800.
70.
Whatever. I'm enjoying a new beer. I've never, I think this is a brand new Great Lake Spirits Rye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
They're,
Funny.
they're Indian.
Rye or the Kaiser?
I love that song. Are there any like awesome Weird Al songs, parody songs that you heard before you heard the original?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Most of them.
Yeah.
Like, I know I heard I Lost on Jeopardy before I ever heard Our Love's in Jeopardy.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know I've never heard the T.I. song that he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I've never heard the Weird Al version of that, but I have heard the T.I.
Oh, you've heard the Weird Al version. I've played it for you.
What was it?
Isn't it
You can have whatever you want?
yeah, yeah.
Well, I heard the T.I. first. But,
Right.
Yeah,
But
okay.
you
haven't.
just said that you hadn't never heard that.
I'd forgot I heard the Weird Al one.
Okay.
So I guess
So you're a liar.
I put it out of my memory
You're a
because
fucking liar.
the T.I. version was so good. Actually, I heard someone acoustically cover that T.I. song with I think it was at my house. Actually, I started saying at a bar, but I think it was like 2 people played it on acoustic guitar at my house, and that was pretty fun. That was pretty good.
All right.
But I know I heard Living with a Hernia before I heard Living in America. That was a good one too. Weird Al, man, what a genius!
He is a genius. Anyway, you're drinking beer.
Oh yeah, the Great Lakes Rye of the Tiger. It's
Yeah, you tried to trick me into drinking one of those, and it was just as crappy as any other fancy beer you ever made me drink.
You said it was all right.
That was the first sip. And then I just downed it because it was awful.
Aw. Well, I like it.
All right. I can't blame you for that. I'm going to, but I can't.
What?
Nothing. I don't know. Yeah.
Nothing else?
Nothing. And you had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, I had a birthday. I'm old now. 36.
Yeah. That is, you are, yep.
I'm in the upper echelon of the 30s.
Yes, you are. You are no longer a demographic.
I know, like, I've clicked on, like, I've answered some surveys this week randomly, like one about the hotel I stayed in Columbus and something else. And it was like, one was like, the demographic thing was like, 25 to 35 or 36 to 44. And I was like, I'm in a new demographic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a demographic that nobody wants.
Yeah, I know I'm obsolete.
Nobody gives a shit about you anymore.
Finally obsolete. I was so tired of getting all these calls and
I'm in my final year of the demographic that anybody cares about.
How's that feel?
I'm looking forward to 35 and not being in that demographic anymore.
36
No, it's 18 to 34.
Oh,
is
really?
The main demographic.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've been out of that demographic for a year.
The
now.
one I'm pretty sure the hotel one had 36 as like the starting point of some demographic. Because theirs was broken down in a bunch. It was like 36 to 44. It was like smaller increments.
Well, they're doing it wrong.
Oh, they're doing everything wrong. And I told them about it. It was fine for the
Oh yeah, you stayed at a different hotel this year.
Yeah, I stayed at the one that Brian stayed in a couple of years ago, and I think he even warned us, like, oh, don't stay at that hotel.
Yeah.
And it was like $20 cheaper than the one that you can see across the street where space is.
Yeah.
But, also, you could see, from the window, of my room, which didn't feel very safe, and, it was like, it just felt very, like, like I was in an alley, and like all the entrances are all from the street. It's not like you go in the hotel and there's like a hallway. It's not. It's not
yeah.
But it felt a little scary. And then like when I turned on the light when I came in the room, it like blinks the whole time, like in some horror movie, where it's like it makes that ting 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 sound.
Does it have that constant buzzing?
Yeah. So I turned it off and just turned the little lamp on. But a train goes by like every half an hour, and on Friday night it woke me up every half an hour. I did not sleep at all. But I don't know if their schedule was lighter on Saturday night or if I just got more accustomed to it. But I slept a lot better. I know I heard it a couple times Saturday night, but man, yeah, I think it'd be worth the extra $20 to not wake up every half an hour.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
because every year you and I have gone, we have stayed at the hotel where the space is, and I've said every year that it is worth the extra money because it's a relatively nice hotel.
Yeah. Well, this year I was thinking, I was like, I'll rough it a little, I'll save a little money, and why be all posh and just, because I mean, it's nice, because you wake up and you grab your stuff and you walk downstairs and you're at the show.
Right.
But I was like, I'm literally across the street. Like, I can see the other hotel from my parking lot, at least.
Right.
Not from my room. All I can see is a train. But I was like, yeah, that's worth it. That's worth saving $20 a night. But no, it really wasn't.
Yeah. Did you cross the street with a walker?
No.
Okay. Did we not tell you that?
Oh, did you see somebody crossing the street with a walker?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we were pulling into the hotel, there was a guy crossing the street from the hotel you stayed at to the Ramada, crossing with a walker.
And it's a busy street.
It's a very busy street.
Yeah.
It is like almost a highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a state route or something.
Yeah.
Like it goes onto a highway.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And there was not a crosswalk or anything.
Nope.
No. Did he live to tell the tale?
Don't know. We pulled into the hotel and never looked back. So he could have died.
Oh, I hope not. I didn't hear about anybody dying.
Yeah. There didn't appear to be any mess in the street or cops or ambulances or anything when we left. So,
it's a good sign.
Yeah. Something I was going to say.
Earth Day? Earth Day's
No, we were talking about trains. My coworker moved to a new place. And so I now go to a different location when I pick him up in the mornings. And he is not that far from a railroad track that I have. He's been there about 2 weeks, and I have been caught there about 4 different times waiting for a train to pass. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Especially in the morning.
You're right. Because you're on a kind of a tight schedule in the morning.
Yeah. Because I do like to sleep as late as I possibly can.
That makes sense.
Yeah. When I'm coming home, it's not so much of a big deal, but, but there was one evening when I dropped him off and I pulled out and the train was coming, so I was stuck there for about 10 minutes. But then, the one thing is that, like, the trains all have graffiti on them.
Yeah.
And some looking at the graffiti, and some of it is art.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And very well done. But I'm sitting there and watching, and this train passes by, and it's just a plain silver car, and it has graffiti on it, just one piece of graffiti, somebody just literally just spray painted words on it. There was no like art to it or anything like that. But I saw it, and I laughed and laughed and laughed, and I kept laughing as I kept thinking about it, even though the car had long passed. And even as after the train and I was driving again, I still kept laughing about it.
Right?
It's a box of AIDS.
That's awful. What does that mean?
It means that car had boxes of AIDS, or was a box of AIDS.
Wow.
Or was carrying AIDS.
That's scary.
It's hilarious.
When I was watching on Sunday morning, I was watching the train go by. I was just sitting there eating my boiled eggs. I took a Ziploc bag with 7 boiled eggs with me, and I ate them all over the course of the
That's
weekend.
disgusting.
It was great. That's the reason I was able to my sales paid for my food because I saved on all my breakfast. But there was a train with much like that, like not in an artsy or recognizable font, just spray painted on one of the cars was Def Leppard, and I was like, I don't know if that was cooler if it was painted like 30 years ago and never fixed, or if someone just did that, you know. Like, I think it's cooler if someone just did that.
It's still not as cool as Box of AIDS.
No. Yeah, do some good graffiti, people.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do it up.
Exactly.
Don't just tag a wall with your shitty little initial and ruin it. Like, make some art if you're gonna go for it.
I'm Skippy.
That's what I say.
I agree. Hey, let's pick a comic so we can quit this.
Well, I think it's up to you to pick a comic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Revival.
No. Vita.
No, I am going to pick a graphic novel that was originally published in French.
Ooh.
Drawn by an American artist.
And
Only just recently released in America, but it was originally printed years ago. And it is called Muse.
Muse.
By D.P. Philippi. Or Philippi? I don't know. And Terry Dodson.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember what Muse was. I was like, that sounds familiar. Is that a band? Yeah.
Nope. Well, yes, technically, but not this particular book.
Okay.
It was not about that band.
Terry Dodson, eh?
Terry Dodson.
Awesome. I thumbs up that, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't veto. I mean, other than Revival. Because I listened to a shitty podcast last week that talked about it, and I was like, never for me.
All right. Feel like I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little sleepy, too.
All right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's get to bed, honey.
All right,
Yeah.
baby.
I'll get my nightcap. And by that, I don't mean a piece of article of clothing.
Well, I do. So, goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.